It's the time for the battle of the Sega Minis. Original one versus the fake one. Stay tuned. Welcome to the Wicked Gamer and Collector. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. Hey Wicked family, in today's video we are going to talk about the Sega Mega Drive fake and the original version. It's going to be in Wicked Battle and we're going to do a side-by-side comparison. We're going to search for differences and what are we going to get. And the question, what is the best fit for you? Or you don't like them both. It's always possible. Everything is possible here at the Wicked Gamer and Collector. So don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the little bell. Alright, so let's start and let's become wicked. Alright, so let's take a close look at the fake edition. Yes, fun fact, this thing was even released before the original one. And as you can see in the quick side by side, that this thing looks very similar to the original one. That's pretty weird, don't you think? Alright, so what are we going to get? So first of all, this one uses they use the original connector. So you can just basically use your old Mega Drive controller on this thing. So I think that is pretty cool. We're having an on and off switch here. We're having a working clicky reset button, but the volume control is fixed for pure decoration. There's no way of opening this up. There's nothing of how to add games, or there's no way of adding games or playing original games. So if you look at the back, you can see it uses a micro USB for power, but here is the big bummer, it uses AV out. So that is a little bit of a bummer, but here comes. If you're having an old school CRT television and you're thinking, I want to keep it a little bit retro, old school, I think this is pretty cool because you can just hook it up to composite or SCA. Yes, SCA. So this is what you're going to get with the fake edition. Alright, so if you take a close look at the original one, the model itself, it's very similar. We're going to do a side-by-side comparison, you can see the measurements. So we're having the on and off switch, feels quite the same. This one has a totally different switch beneath the reset button, but the volume control is not fixed, as you can see. It works. It has no function, by the way, so it's more like a gimmick. Right, it's an original product, so you can see it has all the original marketing, like the original Mega Drive back in the 90s. So pretty cool, Mega Drive Sega, and it has a small LED, and the 16-bit are different. Right at the front we're finding two USB connections, so you cannot use your original controls for your old 90s Mega Drive. So you're stuck with the controls you're getting with the system. It's USB, so I'm guessing you can use other controls. Going to find out in a different video. Funny thing is that they still use this headphone jack thing, if you can see it on the camera. Of course, more like decoration, doesn't do anything. Turning it around, you can see we're having micro USB and HDMI out. So this is more for modern televisions. Pretty cool. HDMI decal here. At the bottom we can find some information about the Sega serial number, etc. You can remove this little valve, but there is nothing in it. It's pure for decoration. I know there is an attachment you can buy, Sega CD and a 32X. That's the reason this thing flips open. There is no connector inside, so a little bit of bummer, you cannot play your original Mega Drive games. So this is what you're going to get, and of course it weighs a little bit heavier than the China knockoff. That's something I need to point out. Alright, so we are going to play the game, search for the differences. We can do this all freaking day because there are quite some differences. For example, it's a copy of the original one, or basically it can be a copy because this thing was not out yet. But if you look at the reset button, you can see, I will put it closer here, you can see the buttons of the reset are totally different. So there are some minor, smaller differences, and there are some little things they changed out. And everything is just different. And as you can see, it looks like a Mega Drive Mini, but it is not a real copy. Alright, this concludes a little bit of the comparison. So let's hook it up. I am going to use, going to put them both in widescreen mode. This one has the option for 4:3 and widescreen and a fancy menu. And I'm going to use, let's say I'm just going to use an AV out to HDMI upscaler. So we're having the best signal out of this device. Alright, stay tuned, let's compare. Alright, so let's talk about the controls and what are we going to get. So with the fake version we are getting the 6-button controller. I can already tell you it's a very poor copy of the original one. As you can maybe hear, very clicky mode button. There is a mode button, so that's pretty cool. But if you look at the button quality, no, it's not compared with the original one. The controls play very poor, and I can already tell you, making this video of the fake one, I always use my original controller from Sega. So the controller, yes, cool, we're having 6 buttons, but it is quite horrible quality. So you're going to need to buy other ones if you want to play on the fake one. Here we have the original one. We grew up, or I grew up, with the 3 button. This is what we're going to get. It's a little bit warmer that you don't get the 6 button, because I love the 6 button with fighting games. But if you look at the controller, the quality of it, it's unbelievable. It's high quality, it's Sega quality, and this is what I think is really cool about it. So yeah, if it comes to the controllers, the original ones, of course, if you look at the price range of the systems, the fake one costs, let's say, €25, and the original one costs around €90. So yeah, there's a quite big difference in price, but the controller, it's all worth it. Only thing is, it's a bummer that they are using USB. I know you're thinking, why is it a bummer? Very simple. If it was, let's say, an original controller connection, you could use this new controller on your old system too. For example, we can do with the fake one. Alright, this is what you're going to get. So, I like this one. If you take a close look at the China version, what you can see here, it's got pretty poor signal output. And not to forget, the menu looks like a freaking multi-game card from the 90s. And if you take a close look at the original product with this fancy menu, quick load, quick save, you name it, it's on it. I really love the layout itself, so there are the differences if it comes to the menu.
Rise from your grave. Rise from your grave.
Alright, I've shown you some differences if it comes to the sound and the screen. And now we're going to do it side by side. The left side we're going to put the fake version, and at the right window we're going to put the real Mega Mini Drive. So stay tuned and let's do a side by side comparison and enjoy the music.
Rise from your grave. Power up.
Alright, so that concludes this side-by-side testing. And first of all, what are we going to get? The original one, nothing can beat the original one. So 42 games, we're having quick load, quick save, we're having a lot of great options, crisp, clear, HDMI signal output. So for modern televisions, really cool. So even with the upscaler, I must say, for the fake one, it doesn't look bad at all. But it has not all of these fancy menus and functions. It's just pretty basic if you ask me. A lot of games and a crazy amount of games and a lot of good games. But yeah, the AV out. If you look at the controllers, great controller, very horrible controller, but we can play with the original controller for a 60-bit Mega Drive system if you have one laying around. So they are more like the side-by-side comparison. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the little bell, and become one of the Wicked family. And if you want to see some gameplay, I did some gameplay videos on my Wicked Gaming channel. Yes, I have that one, just pure for gameplay, and I'm uploading even on that channel every single day new content. So I want to thank you for watching again. Don't forget to subscribe to the channels, I can't say it enough, and see you in the next time, because nothing can beat the original SEGA power. Blast processing power from the 90s, even if it's fake and emulated. So fake blast processing power, China power. This is what you're going to get. See you next time. Bye bye.